then with this side.
And the funny thing is where the guy was before you.
Okay, Aiden, I need you to concentrate on this. Okay, let's start off on number 8. Number 8. Number 8, 8, 8, please. Yes. A baseball machine pitches 18 balls in 8 minutes. How many balls are pitched in 24? So the way we're going to be solving this, there's many ways of solving this, but there's one way that I'm going to teach you today. If there's other ways that you want to do it, that's fantastic, but listen, learn, and be amazed at how I'm going to teach it to you, if I can get this not to be so blurry. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a proportion. A proportion involves 2 equal fractions. So you're going to start off with 2 equal fractions. So you're going to set up a fraction equals another fraction. This is called a proportion. One fraction is called a ratio, which you learned in 6th grade. 2 of them called a proportion. All right. Now, my trick is that the first sentence gives you your first fraction. Your first sentence gives you your first fraction. So read the first sentence again, just the first sentence. What fraction?
18 balls in 8 minutes. Sorry.
18 balls
8 over 18.
over 8 minutes. Now, I use the letters to abbreviate so I don't mess it up on the next part. So I have B's on the top and M's on the bottom. So that stays the same over here. B's and M's. I cannot switch it. If I switch it, I get the wrong answer. So first sentence is your first fraction. Basically, you look for the numbers. Your second sentence is your second fraction. So read the second sentence. Denominator because it represents minutes.
And then you're going to multiply times 3 on top?
So from here, there's many ways to solve it. There is one way that always works, and then there's shortcuts. So the shortcut would be from here to here. Is there a relationship between 8 and 24?
Yeah.
So times 3. So what am I going to do to the top?
Times 3.
All right. And we get?
54.
So x is equal to 54 what?
Ball.
That's one way of solving this. Are there other ways? Yes, there are definitely other ways. All right, can you do the first one? Number 1. So what do I need you to do? I need you to set up in proportion. Did you guys do proportions last year?
No.
No. Did you guys do ratios?
Yeah.
Like the ratios of girls to boys is...
I just
You're comparing 2 things. So this is like, okay, what are the 2 things we're talking about?
Oranges and cost.
Oranges and cost. So I'm going to put oranges and cost. So my first sentence is my first fraction. So 12 over 3. Now 4 oranges, does that go on the top or the bottom? The top. All right. So what's the relationship between 12 and 4?
Divided by 3.
Now we're actually dividing by 3. So it's kind of like simplifying. So then we divide this by 3 and we get
Oh, this is easy.
$1.
4 over 1.
So the answer you would select would be $1 for 4 oranges.
Cheap for 4 oranges.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, that's cheap, but I'll throw in each orange would cost like 25 cents.
Correct. All right, number 7. Yes.
Story time.
Woohoo.
Wait, so number 7.
What's your first fraction based on your first sentence? So read the first sentence and that's your first fraction.
Money, right?
So money and computers. Money and computers. So the first sentence, you have $1,200, so that goes on the top. And then you have 3 computers, so that goes on the bottom.
That's fine.
And then 5, where does that go, top or bottom? Bottom. And then X goes on top. Now, is there a relationship between 3 and 5?
No.
No.
Dollar.
So another shortcut is not a relationship here, but a relationship here between these 2.
400.
Yeah.
So 400 times 5. Right? So it's 400.
2,000.
No, it's not. You're one computer. I'm right.
Ish. You're not done.
I told you.
You're one
2
computer.
times 5. That's
So what happens, Aiden, is people think, oh, it's 400, I'm done. Type it in. But it's,
That's how much per computer.
Oh, so times 5. Okay, that's 2K.
right, and then you gotta ask yourself, does my answer make sense? Does it make sense that it would cost $400 for 5?
Yeah.
And then you would realize, well, no, it has to be more than 1,200 because 1,200 is 3 computers.
Stop laughing at me.
Now, so what did we just do? We went from here to here, and we asked ourselves, because this doesn't work. From here to here does not work. We are sad. But from here to here, it does work. How do I go from 3 to 1,200? I multiplied by 400. What's 3 times 400? 1,200. So guess what I get to do on this side?
2K.
Times 400. So 5 times 400 is 2,000. Now, does it make sense that the computers would cost 2,000? More than 3? Yes. So I'm pretty confident that my answer is correct. Are we okay?
That's cheap by computers. That's like a pre
yeah, you're
right
right,
there.
you're right.
2K is like a pre build. Right.
That makes sense. Good question.
Or like a good build. Or like
All right. Are we okay?
Yeah.
All right. Let's switch over to the harder ones.
yeah. No, wait,
All right. Ladies, the back. Everybody's on the back, guys. Okay. 12 pounds of bananas cost $48. How many pounds of bananas can you get with $112? All right. First thing you have to do is set up your proportion.
4. Oh, never mind.
Like 10 minutes.
Oh,
Does your answer make sense?
it's Monday.
All right.
Bananas.
12. What does a 12 stand for?
Bananas.
Bananas or pounds?
I just put bananas.
And then what goes on the bottom?
Cost.
48.
Okay, so your first sentence, where that first period is, your first sentence is your first fraction. And then you read the second sentence. How many pounds of bananas can you get for $112? So where does $112 go?
Bottom. Top. Bottom. Yep. Bottom feed it. What?
You're labeling, although some of you might be like, why do I have to do this? We'll hopefully catch your mistake. So we write pounds and pounds. So these two numbers represent pounds, and these two numbers represent money. So we write money. All right?
I don't think there's a relationship between 48 and 112.
Is there a relationship between 48 and 112?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, there's a relationship with 12 and 48.
There is a relationship between here and here.
So it's divided by 4.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Divided by 4. 48 divided by 4 is 12. So I go up here and I divide by 4. What's 112 divided by 4? What's 100 divided by 4?
30. 100 about 20. 25.
25.
25.
And what's 12 divided by 4?
It's money.
3. So you have 25 and you have 3.
28.
All right. Now pause. Now wait. Not all of you are able to see that 48 divided by 4 is 12. So Miss O'Malley, what is one way that I can do this without having to know my multiplication facts? That's a great question. Let me teach it to you. So, we call it the butterfly method.
Oh, I remember that.
Good.
I remember that.
All right, good. So you're going to multiply what's in this circle. So if you're sitting there going like, I had no idea the 48 divided by 4 was 12, then this is the way you're going to do all of them. You can even have done the front side like this. So everyone's going to practice doing this. Okay? So we're going to do the butterfly method. We already know the answer is 28, so we're not worried about what the answer is. We're worried about, do we remember how to do the butterfly method? So you're going to multiply what's in the circle, so 12 times 112. And then, Anthony, I hope you're not writing on my table. That would really make me really mad.
48 times 28.
Okay, doodling also makes me mad. So you returning to doodling is... Okay. What's in this circle?
48 and 28.
No.
Times X.
48
Times
and
X. We're going to pretend like we don't know.
Um,
Right? So this is the butterfly method. Is it a lot harder on the math? Yes. But will you get an answer? Yes. All right. Using a calculator, can you tell me what 12 times 112 is?
A lot.
I know.
Allah.
1,000.
Oh, we need to go 11 minutes. Okay.
yeah, 1,000. Oh no, 1,000.
All right. So now I have 1,344 is equal to 48x. Now I need x by itself. So how do I move the 48? Division. So this you've already learned. Kind of like drawing your bars. Divide by 48.
Oh.
Divide by 48. X equals, well, we already know what x equals. What does x equal?
28.
28.
So it's just log.
It's just what?
Log here.
Correct. But will it always work? Yes. This is great when your answer is a decimal. So if your answer is like not going to be 28, but 27.5, and you're like, I don't know what it is, I can't do this, the shortcuts, then you do it this way. All right, let's see 1B. Set up 1B. You should all be able to set up the fractions. The fractions don't involve a lot of like hard math. So Anthony, let's read number 2 and set up your fractions. Or 1B, I should say. 1B. First sentence, first fraction. First sentence, first fraction. Why didn't you do the work that I did? Yeah, this one, I mean, can you figure it out without the butterfly?
Oh, I was doing.
I mean, no, like honestly, like, can you do it without the butterfly?
Yeah.
How, what's the relationship?
Oh,
What did you do?
Okay, so let's say, and don't forget your x, let's say you can't figure out a relationship, and that's perfectly okay.
3.
Are you going to risk the answer on the test by just, is it? So let's say we don't see it. I don't know what it is, Miss O'Malley. There's no relationship. There is, but if you don't see it, we'll move on. You do the butterfly method. Whatever you circle, you will multiply. So what is in this circle? 46 times,
69.
okay, equals
138 times X.
whatever is in the other side, right? 138 times x. And let's use a calculator. Use a calculator.
3,174.
3,174.
Yep.
3,174.
Is that my answer?
No,
What do I still have to do?
just have to do the.
Divide. So here it's 138 times x. So what's the opposite of times?
Divide.
Divide. So we're going to divide by 138. We're going to divide by 138. Plug that into your calculator. And x equals 23. Oh, I guess you should say 23 what?
23.
Onions. Pounds of onions.
Pounds of onions.
Miles per hour.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Can we do 2A and 2B right now, please? 2A and 2B.
Yeah, right. You have to know like dance.
Okay, what's the proportion for 2A?
120
1 over,
over 7H
thank you. And then the second sentence,
is 188 by M over X.
whoops. All right, so did you correctly write your proportion?
Yeah.
That's the first part.
10.96.
And then 120 times x equals 188 times 7, right? So we're going to plug the 1316. 120x divided by 120 divided by 120. Ooh. Yeah, this one is a total calculator, right? 10.96. So if I round it to the nearest 1, if I round it to the nearest 1, what would it be?
10.
No. 11.
Oh.
Because what does a 9 tell the 0 to do?
Yeah.
Go
Go.
up.
Alright, did you finish 2B?
Almost.
Alright. Let's do that.